Well, Mr. Street Artist wasn't very talkative, but he is producing a cool mural. Welcome back to Whispers of a Machine. As earlier, I will not be talking during this gameplay, but I will be reading out things that aren't voiced already. I would also appreciate it if you click on those like and subscribe buttons. Yes, indeed. Let's push on forwards.
There's that red light again. Something must be wrong. Oh, the tank is nearly out of nutrients. I should keep an eye out for a replacement canister. I need to find a replacement canister for the womb tank in the apartment. Hi there, Walter.
Morning, miss. How was your first night in town?
Yeah, have a nice night's sleep? Well, I sure didn't. This numbnut forgot to unplug me, so I had to listen to his snoring for 9 hours.
I protest, Nissa. I hardly ever sleep for more than 7.
Oh, wow. That makes it much less like torture.
I slept okay. The bed was a bit too soft for my taste, but I'll live.
Glad to hear it. So, what can I do for you today?
What do you think of the conduit?
Lunatics, plain and simple.
I'm surprised to hear you say that, given what you do for a living.
Sure, I may seem like the kind of guy who would meddle with AI, but you have to remember that these are just puppets and dolls.
It's true. I'm not really a robot. We just pretend I am.
That's right, my lad. My family was almost wiped out in the collapse. I wouldn't betray their memory by supporting those nutjobs.
I guess you heard what happened in the recycling center.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but man, people dropping dead left and right like this, it's getting real scary out there.
Hey, Walter, do you happen to have any containers for liquid nutrients?
Oh, I'm fresh out of those. Sold my last one to Maya Strand. Said she was working on a processing unit for a high-energy liquid food solution. Like people actually want to eat goo.
All right. Thanks anyway. Ever see this key before?
Nope, first time. It, looks really nice.
Do you know anything about this book?
Wow, a conduit book. That's crazy illegal, right?
Yep. Terrorist propaganda. Ever seen anything like it?
Never. I love my robots. Don't get me wrong, but those people are quite unhinged. Wouldn't go near them.
Maybe you already have. The Nordsund cell has been hiding in plain sight.
Creepy. You better go catch them fast, then.
Do you know where I can find the school teacher, Melinda?
I'm not sure who that is. What does she look like?
Light brown hair, fair skin, mid-20s or so?
Oh, just my type.
They're all your type, Nissa.
That's not true, Pops. Only women. And, well, some robots.
Quiet, boy. She's not interested in your goddamn preferences. Now, Agent, there's a lot of ladies like that in Nordsund. A picture would certainly be helpful.
I have one right here, but it's not much to look at.
You weren't joking. I can't do much with this. Let me know if you find a better one.
Fair enough. I will. Did you know Leonard Dahl?
A little. He came by every now and then, buying things for the recycling center. We've been talking about automating some of the work there.
Yeah? Anything out of the ordinary about him?
I wouldn't say so. He was a quiet, nice guy. A real shame what happened to him.
I'm off. See you later.
Take care.
Bye-bye, police lady.
Looks like an apartment building. I don't have any reason to go up there. Hello again, Gabriel.
Hey there, can I be of assistance?
I'm looking for a nutrient canister. Know where I can get my hands on one of those?
No idea. But didn't Maya have some kind of machine in her apartment for that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, you're right. So, it looks like Leonard's accident was a murder after all.
Seems so, yeah. We have to catch this psycho before he strikes again.
Agreed. I found this among Leonard's remains.
Ah, probably his key then. Unless the killer dropped it in there. In any case, I don't know what it opens.
Have a look at this. It's the weapon used to kill Carl and Maya.
Looks generic. We have hundreds of knives like that in town. Any prints or DNA on it?
Nope, totally clean.
Damn. Hopefully it could still be helpful in some way.
What do you know about the conduit?
It's some fringe religion.
Yeah, terrorist.
Right. Are they tied?
Sort of, but
Understood. I'll let you know if I come across anything related to them.
all right, I'm off.
Good luck out there.
Some kind of airtight container. It's labeled nutrients. I don't think this is the nutrient canister I'm looking for. The receptacle on the womb tank was much smaller. This looks like some kind of dispenser, though. So if I find the right container, I might be able to refill it here. I have no clue what this thing does, but it looks like it could have something to do with processing samples. A trophy in the shape of a robotic arm with a plaque. Winner of the 2041 Annual Nordstrom Awards, Sebastian. Hi there. I see that there's been some progress with the fallen power line.
Yep, feel free to head in now.
Great, I'll do that later. I don't need to know her opinion on that. Looks like an old hovercraft. I don't need to go down to the ground right now. Looks like a few kids left some of their clothes here. Looks disconnected. Probably not worth the energy. Pictures of teachers and staff decorate the wall. Some are from way back when the school was founded. No names anywhere, though. There are a number of women here who could be Katerina, but it's hard to be sure without something specific to go on. Plenty of outdoor activities planned for the children. Various books and office supplies. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I doubt Katerina would hide anything in here. Too exposed. I don't need to rummage through that. I think the children grew these themselves. That's good, gives them some practical skills. Drawings of different plants and trees, with close-ups of their nuts, leaves, and seeds. Empty. Guess there are no classes today. I had a few questions, Commissary.
By all means.
Any idea of what this opens?
Nope, not a clue.
Are you familiar with the conduit?
I believe so, yes. It's some old terrorist network connected to illegal technology, right?
Yes, exactly.
Wait, don't tell me these murders are terrorist-related.
I can't say for sure, but if there's anything you can tell me, anything you've heard or seen.
I'll let you know.
I learned that Leonard's death wasn't an accident. He was placed in that machine after his death.
I suspected as much. Any leads on his killer?
Some. I found the weapon that killed Carl and Maya in the recycling center, but it's clean.
So the murderer must have stashed it there after disposing of Leonard.
Probably. It was placed in the metal recycler, so maybe the killer meant for it to get smelted down and destroyed.
Sounds like a plausible theory.
I'm looking for a nutrient canister. Know where I can get my hands on one of those.
A nutrient what?
Never mind. Do you know who Katerina Berg is, the school teacher? She also calls herself Melinda.
Sorry, I'm bad with names.
What do you think of Walter, the robot maker?
He may be a little strange, that man, but he has a heart of gold. Nordsund wouldn't be the same without him.
Did you know Leonard Dahl?
Not at all. I only first learned his name this morning.
This weapon killed Carl and Maya. I found it in the recycling center.
Then all three killings must be connected. Great work, Agent. We're one step closer to catching the killer.
Are you familiar with the conduit?
I believe so, yes. It's some old terror.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, don't...
I can't say for sure.
I'll let you know.
No reason to show him my sidearm. That's all I needed.
Very well.
I don't need to look that up. I don't need to look that up. I don't need to look that up. I don't think I need to look her up. I don't think I need to look him up. I don't think I need to look him up. This facility has been deemed compliant with the Third Decree, 12th Amendment, on November 4th, 79 AR. Path of the Pilgrim. Kind of an odd name for an exhibition about the collapse. I'm pretty sure these were flown autonomously, and that some famous world leader got killed by hackers who took control of her vehicle. A terrorist group claimed responsibility, and there was a bloody civil war. It's hard to think that most people had several of these in their homes once upon a time. It shows various star constellations. Apparently the ones we plan to explore with some incredible new rocket engine that they were about to finish when the collapse happened. A regeneration pod. Kept people healthy and energetic. Due to the Third Decree, AI today is practically non-existent outside sanctioned laboratory conditions. Fringe terrorist groups such as the Conduit and N Protocol, EP, still try to resurrect AI, but have been successfully fought and nearly wiped out by authorities. Critics of the nanosubstance Blue claim that despite it lacking CPUs, it is a form of intelligent neural network, warranted to be included in the Third Decree. Defenders of Blue tend to cite the Fourth Amendment, where transhumanism efforts in the form of human augmentation are declared legal. However, the Fourth Amendment was written before the discovery of Blue, when primitive mechanical and cybernetic implants were the only options for human augmentation. No idea what this is. Must have been some kind of local thing. I remember reading about some military experiment gone haywire in these parts. Maybe this is it. Wow, this thing must have been fearsome back in the day. Looks like this is modeled from how the world looked pre-collapse. There's no crack caused by the Hyperloop failure, and the crater field is nowhere to be seen. The collapse occurred on what we now refer to as Year Zero AR, Anno Reducto, Year of the Collapse. During this time, AI was involved intimately in every part of our lives. The typical family could not be sustained without it for more than a few weeks. A coalition of anti-technology, anti-globalist, and religious movements, referred to as the Human Wave, reached a critical mass due to a series of AI incidents across the globe. A growing fear of the singularity, mainly proposed by Voice for Human Progress, VFHP, was a contributing factor, as were proven hardware faults in widespread robotics across the globe. On June 2nd, the Third Decree UN resolution was passed, declaring that all AI was scheduled to be discontinued over a course of 10 years. An observant reader may notice that this definition is different from the Third Decree we live by today, wherein CPUs are completely outlawed. This is because the Third Decree has been amended 12 times. However, the phasing out period for AI did not proceed as planned, and we now enter an era in which there are large holes in our historical records. But we do know that there was a massive worldwide blackout, rendering most computer chips and processors in the world unusable. Contemporary scholars have theorized about what exactly caused this sudden change. If it was a deliberate large-scale attack, an unintended consequence of the ongoing shutdowns, or if there could be natural causes, such as solar flares. The evidence is scarce, and the lack of global communication and infrastructure, not to mention the struggle for daily survival, has made truth-seeking in this matter extraordinarily difficult. Regardless, the end result was clear. From that day, the old world was no more. In the dark, we took our first stumbling steps as truly free humans, surrounded by our mountains of dead machines. The human wave was a loose affiliation of political and religious movements with the supreme goal of eradicating AI. It is widely considered to be the largest single cause of the collapse. Post-collapse, the movement continued its activities to some extent up to 4AR, but gradually lost its ability to maintain any larger operations due to the extensive deglobalization. Over time, the subgroups of the human wave splintered back into their original factions. Some, having accomplished their goals, ceased to exist completely. Others, like the Church of Epos, Earth Preservation Orthodox Society, were formed to find a new place in a post-collapse world. Due to the third decree, AI today is practically non-existent outside sanctioned laboratory conditions. Fringe terrorist groups, critics of the defenders, however, the collapse occurred during the grown on June and observe. However, but we do contempt the evidence regardless.
Achievement unlocked. Museophile took your sweet time at the exhibition.
Whoa. Wow, impressive lab. There's gotta be a whole bunch of third-degree infractions in this place. Maya must have conducted her secret illegal experiments here. Various technical drawings. Some of them look similar to the womb tank. Equations of some kind. I can't make sense of them. It smells awful. This must have been here since Maya was killed. This place was set up to be private. Makes sense, given the circumstances. Various tools for electronics and mechanical work. There were a couple of tapes here. It's one of the tapes I found in Maya's secret lab. It's labeled Holdra. It's one of the tapes I found in Maya's secret lab. It's dated about 1.5 years ago. This place was set up to be private. Dirty laundry, presumably Maya's. Seems like she made herself comfortable down here. A big bucket filled with some kind of tubes. Good. I think this is what I need for the womb tank. Feels empty. An empty nutrient canister. I think this is compatible with the womb tank in the apartment. A few different machines for working with audio. Looks like I can play audio tapes here. A wall filled with machines. There has to be plenty of illegal technology in here. This computer must require some kind of hardware key. That action doesn't seem productive to me. Herbal tea. Maybe from Maya's garden upstairs. Appears to be a wireless data reader of some kind. An electronic headset of some kind. Looks turned off.
In a dream, I was summoned by the Acer. I had been chosen to create a new god, and her name was Huldra. She would be conjured in my mind, and the creed, at long last, would become manifest. I awoke in tears, and this vision has stuck with me ever since.
This woman doesn't sound very sane.
An AI's superintelligence would essentially be indistinguishable from a god. Infinite intelligence leads to infinite knowledge, and by extension, infinite power, illness, suffering. Even death itself could be turned into obsolete concepts. And what is a god, if not one who has reign over life and death?
Yeah, those are conduit ideas, all right.
Well, that was quite the museum, and we still have so much more to explore, but I think it's time to refill that coffee, hit those like and subscribe buttons, and then the adventure will continue.